Yeah. No. God, that hurt my back. All right. We here, family. Peace and love to all the beautiful people that's out there watching the Unapologetic Nomads. Here we are, family. All right. We'll get this going down soon. We thank you all for tuning in. We got a very, very good live for you today, family. Shout out to all the lovely people in there. We do have a special guest today. So a very special guest. This brother right here is just all that, family. You know, so shout out to the our special guest who's here today. And shout out to everybody who's out there. Happy holidays. We hope that everybody is having a nice, lovely holiday today. Peace and love to everybody out there, family. And it's me, the one and only King Nomad _44 on Instagram. Aaron Bellucci Jackson currently in the building. That's right. And we have the lovely, the beautiful, the talented
Ayla or something.
Yeah. And we have the lovely, the beautiful, and also luscious wife. That's right.
AKA Mickey. Peace and love, life, balance to everybody out there. Thank you for tuning in and showing up here with us. Happy holidays to all of you out there who are taking the time out with your families. Thank you for tuning in and being with us today. We do have a special guest, something very, very good coming up for you soon.
Yeah, family. So before we get started, we just want to say that we thank everybody for your love and support. We are definitely grateful to be doing what we do. And we love, you know, just to have a channel where we could just show different viewpoints of different people and different places and things like that. You know, being a nomad is such a beautiful thing. And me personally, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But without further ado, I got to introduce you to. Now, this brother we met in one of the countries that, you know, we love and adore, family. You know, we've been in Africa for like 2 years. We traveled Africa for 2 years. Been to a lot of wonderful and beautiful places. And the country that this brother is from stands out because they really did treat us very well, family. They had good food. I fell in love with the in Shima, you know, the steak, you know, macho. Was it macho? No, not that. That's the wrong country. What's that? The like eggplant thing. Impois. Fell in love with the Impois family, and we just had great all time there. We met a lot of cool people there, you know, and definitely had a great time. And also, this brother, he showed us around. He really let us know how Zambians feel about Black Americans and things like that. And I'm not going to drag this on too long, but we have the one, the only, the hardest working YouTuber to ever do it, family, that's ever done it, and that's probably ever going to do it, the one and only Boobay Travel Entertainment, currently in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, family? What's up? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Thank you for bringing me again on your channel. I'm so humbled.
Yeah, man. You know, we got a lot of love for you, Boobay. You really helped us out when we was in Zambia. We did that one video and it just blew up, you know what I mean? And that really got a lot of people to see us, you know, over there. So we definitely appreciate you. And you're a good brother, and your working habits, I see you posted every day on your channel, and it just keeps us going too, Boobay. Yeah, you really inspire us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm honored. I'm encouraged by your kind words. Yeah, I'm really honored. Thank you so much. I didn't know that our first video we did together, I didn't know that it will have such an impact. People still talk about it today.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
So how's it going over there in Zambia?
Okay, Zambia is good. It's now the rainy season. It's raining a lot of times. So it is really raining, but to give us chance to move around, to do our usual hustles. But the temperature, oh my God, unless you were here, you know, I didn't learn one skill from you because you always update on every video, you update the weather, and I have no idea. I was like, if the unapologetic nomads were here, they would say, okay, now the wind speed is at this much, so many degrees, you know, and I have no clue.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it season out there?
Come
Is
again?
it mango? Yeah, is it mango season out there yet?
Mango seasons everywhere, plenty of it. Yeah, this is the season.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we just want to just get to some questions because we saw on the news that the US signed a deal actually with Zambia. And I just want to know, like, could you give us the specifics on what exactly it is?
Okay, I'm so excited. Number one, because I'm a little bit patriotic, so I'm excited to share this news with you. Of course, our president was one of those heads of states who were invited to the US, you know, to attend the US-Africa summit, you know. I'm excited because, of course, the president went there. I'm going to I know it's a little bit controversial, but I'm not to hold back. I'm not going to hold back. I'll tell you it all. What is the news on the ground, what I feel, what majority Zambians feel, all of that, I'm going to tell you about it. Yeah. So, President Hakainde Hichilema, you never mind the name, just say, or you can just say HH. So HH went to the US in Washington, D.C., of course, with other African heads of states. And of course, there were what would call benefits, although other people doubted that those are not benefits. I'm sure I will talk about it in details. So when he went to the US-Africa summit, you know, they were talking development. What US may benefit from Zambia, what Zambia may benefit from the US. In my opinion, or in the opinion of the president, because on this matter, the larger portion, I support our president for going to the US. For going to the US, because number one, that was an opportunity for the president to sell Zambia. You were in Zambia briefly. I'm sure you saw some of the few things which are in Zambia. Zambia's got some opportunities, business opportunities, which we need the outside world or the big countries in the world, which are far. Zambia has the minerals. Zambia has got, I'm going to list a few minerals: copper, cobalt, manganese, nickel. The largest nickel mining in the world is here in Zambia. We have other minerals which we need. For example, the main issue which has been the focus of the president, and I'm surprised, coincidentally, that is something I've been preaching as well. Even on my channel, I've spoken about how much we need those investors to come and invest here. Zambia has the resources, but definitely Zambia doesn't have the technology. Zambia needs the technology. Zambia needs help. Zambia on its own, these minerals are just buried in the ground. So you find that on our own, where did we learn? We need to know how to make electric car batteries, electric cars themselves. And I was wishing, I'm so shocked that my wish was somehow colliding with what the president was looking for. And so in the US, these are some of the partnerships which were there. that the US, and they did some signing, Congo and Zambia, Congo DR and Zambia, we share the same land we share is all rich mineral resource. We share a lot of minerals. That's why they also made the partnership that it should be between the Congo DRC, the DRC Congo, Zambia, and the US, of course. So to start manufacturing these vehicle batteries. So before I tell you people's reaction, that is briefly what I would say. Apart from that, there is a Californian-based company as well, which has been engaged to go and mine in Solwezi, northwestern province of Zambia, to come and do some mineral exploration. For example, cobalt. Cobalt happens to be also one of the components which are needed in the vehicle manufacturing, the electric car, the EVs, of course. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, so now, yes, please go ahead, and so that I don't divert so much, you are keeping me with Bing.
No. Very good information. But we have a question from one of the viewers, one of our members, Matrell on a mission, wants to know how much of the 55 billion over 3 years does Zambia get? Do you have an idea of that?
Good question. To be honest, there of the 55 billion, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to get the benefit which Zambia is getting. Now, this is where most Zambians, even some guys in the US, for example, people who look like us in the US, they are also talking about Zambia. They are just saying, Zambia, we hope you have not made a mistake. Zambia, we hope you know what you are doing, because there is a lot of caution that, what, we were once colonized by the British, then the Chinese seemingly had also come to almost like take over, the economic whatever, like independence we were like talking about. They said, be careful with the US. The US could be the bully. They could just be there. Before you know it, imperialism has taken place. The US can take over Zambia, and before you know it, you won't even enjoy the benefit of the partnership. I hope. So Zambia, even the president really insisted, say, you people, this is not something which has happened now. We planned it. We were lobbying for partnership. On our own, we could do nothing. But according to what the president told us, he said this is going to be 50-50 partnership. So US will benefit to be win-win partnership. So US wins, Zambia wins. So that is what we are expecting out of the outcome of this. So apart from the US part, another private firm which is coming to do their own business, a US thing, it will also provide things like employment, although people don't want to talk about copper because they say Zambians has a lot of engineers. Zambia's got a lot of mining engineers who have been mining copper for a long time. There is a cry that, we are not supposed to engage in a third party, another person to partner with. Zambia is well able to, to mine copper. But the president this time, after a long time, after years, politicians would promise, speeches when they are campaigning or when they are in government, they will be talking things like, Zambia has been mining copper for more than 60 years. And we still, by the grace of God, we still have a lot of copper. But all the same, this is a diminishing resource. So one day we can wake up and discover that copper has depleted. But God has been good to us because, in fact, a few years ago, even more places now have opened up where even more minerals have been discovered now in Zambia. things, especially gold. Gold has been traced in many places. So they are saying, let's not get too excited. But what I liked about the president, and I'm with him on this time, because I remember when I was young, below the age of 10, would hear the first president would talk about things like, we want to start value addition. Why are we just exporting copper, raw copper? Why don't we start production, adding value to our minerals? Now, for the first time in history, the only president who has managed to talk and seemingly with action is the current president, because he is talking that we are not going to be exporting all the copper, all the manganese, all the cobalt, nickel. Some of it, a lot of it will remain in Zambia, and value addition, since we are bringing investors, it's a new thing. Zambia has never made electric car batteries, but in the US, I remember one of the calls I hear, Elon Musk also responded. You know, Elon Musk, the owner, this guy, the SpaceX and the Tesla guy. So there are also talks that he's looking at having interest in Zambia. Jeff Bezos has also expressed interest in investing in Zambia. So our hope really is that and I think it's no longer a hope, because after signing that deal, so the US will be coming into Zambia, coming into Congo, and start mining, and we just hope this platform we may come back after a few months and say, did that deal work out to the good of Zambians? You come and interview me again to come and find out. So that is what we are hoping, the same win-win situation. And we are hoping that it will be better, and also to remove that tag of people who are doubting, to say, you know, these guys, the Americans, because what is the Zambians are fearing, or the people even the people from the US, they are also warning us to say, you should be careful. Remember, these people, they will come with their agenda. Apart from mineral, they want to control you, because that is how imperialists behave. And they were saying, US happens to be the big bully of the world. So they may just come and bully, push themselves and say, no, we must go this direction. And in so doing, even impose certain sanctions. I'll give you one example. I don't know whether I mentioned it in our first interview we had last year when you were in Zambia. Is it this year? I've forgotten already. When you came to Zambia last, Is this this year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So this year, I remember one of the things we were, one of the fears. Oh my God, I've forgotten my point because I was communicating with someone else.
Hey, before we get to that point, we have a question here by Dallas Washington.
Please, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Will the U.S., is it true that like the U.S. is taking over the copper in Zambia, the copper supply?
Well, to be honest, no. The copper was not among the U.S. deal so far. You know, U.S. unless there is that Californian company, there is a place in northwestern province. They will take place. It's a cobalt, not copper mine. They are coming to get cobalt. Yes. So they will be dealing with they are like the investor, which Zambia has. Zambia has done that. There was a time we had the Indians who were running the Zambian mines. Then they were also, we also had the Chinese. And Chinese had a very negative part attached to it. People warned us that these who are the real colonizers, economic colonizers. But, thankfully, people were really scared. They thought Chinese would come and stay. There was even some people who were saying, if you go to Zambia, one in every Zambian is a Chinese. I mean, on that one, honestly, you were in Zambia. So the media heard that one in every Zambian is a Chinese. Zambia has been taken over by Chinese everywhere you go. You turn to the left, you see a Chinese. On the right, in front, all direction, you find the Chinese. But you were in Zambia and we are on this live stream. Is it true that really you saw those number of Chinese, which some medias were speculating?
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
You see, there were a few there, but not in numbers the way that they say in the media. That's why I tell people you must go and visit places for yourself.
Good.
So I don't know, maybe Project was coming, but when we were there, and we went to quite a few different cities and towns and whatnot, and we didn't see them in large number like that. Now, were they there? Yes, but not like the way they projected in the media. No.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do have a question though. So with this deal, so is it something that's solid as of right now, or is it still kind of in the works? Is it definitely a 50-50 deal, 50-50 split or a deal like that? Or is it definitely in writing right now as we speak?
Right now, as we are speaking, I'll be very honest, this deal so far, this is why most of the time, sometimes you can't trust politicians to the latter, but we are giving them a benefit of doubt. I know that may not sound so good. So far, we can say it has just been written. It is just on paper, and that it is a win-win situation. Otherwise, because implementation is yet to take place, and for us to prove that now production has started, let's see, is Zambia getting their chunk? Is the US also getting their part? So when it comes to Zambian, because what I've noticed, things are changing a little bit. There's our former president, I don't know whether, this is the point I'd forgotten. I don't know whether I'd mentioned in the first meeting we had, where, for example, there was a time the American government, previous government, I mean, we had Donald Trump, they came with an agenda, they came and they wanted to push for one thing which Zambians will never accept. There is one thing, no matter how you paint it black, blue, whatever, is whether we are behind, but we also believe maybe in future, or we also believe maybe we advance. It is the issue of those other group of people. I don't know whether it is right for me to mention the those.
But I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think we know
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Now, those people find that our society in Zambia will naturally, even just hearing about it, it can be news the whole country, because our culture doesn't accept Adam and Peter, or Adam and John, or Mary and Alice. Our culture, it is a taboo. Now, there was a time the former president, and I give him credit for that. Although, yes, when we needed change, I personally didn't vote for him. But on that one, I called him a patriot. He did what the Zambians wanted. Trump warned him that if they don't put those rights, they don't introduce the rights of those other people in that country, you risk your aid being removed. And I remember our president, how he answered. We loved our president for that. He said, America, thank you that you do support us, but when it comes to our culture, we are no longer during colonial time. When we say no, we say no. And I remember they told him, if it means you want to control us because of your aid, please, to hell with your aid. And he stood his ground. Not only that, the president had to kick out the ambassador, the American ambassador to Zambia. Kicked him out of Zambia. Yes, the president told him, get out, go back to the US. We don't need you in this country. They kicked him out. And the American embassy in Zambia stayed for like the next few years. Zambia didn't have an American ambassador. So, yeah, we didn't have an ambassador. So it took this government, when it came, that is when, you know, they said, well, don't judge us by our previous whatever. Let's talk about this issue, but we can still bring back. So they brought back. So even the embassy was reduced from an American embassy to like, what term do they use? A place where it was no longer an embassy. It was like just what we call, I don't know what term I can use. It was not a full embassy because there was no ambassador. But now, I mean, after some talks, they talked back, and those people came and they promised to respect our culture. And that stood. Zambians were excited by the bold step our previous president did about that. Sure.
Okay. Yes, consulate. I was thinking that too. Consulate. The consulate.
Okay, the consulate.
Yes, it's the consulate. Correct. Yeah. It was no longer a full embassy. It just became a consulate. Something like that. Yes, correct.
Okay.
So in Zambia, are more Zambians optimistic about the U.S. More than what they were with China?
You know, to be honest, like the president was saying, he says Zambia, I love one saying by Nelson Mandela, you know, former South African President Nelson Mandela and freedom fighter, I mean, so that Nelson Mandela had mentioned something, I think when he was released in prison, he came to the US. One of the interviews, he mentioned something. He said the problems with other people in this world are that, for example, I remember I had such a friend. I'm not going to mention his name because we were a little bit young. I had a friend, me and Unapologetic Nomads, we are friends. For example, we are friends. Then because he is also my friend, he expects, then he picks a fight with you, they become enemies, and automatically he recruits me, he expects me to hate on you. You understand? So,
okay.
Whereby, because of your enemy, that's why I love the Fast and the Furious. Is it Fast and the Furious 6 or 7? Where I said, the friends of my enemy is my friend. So sometimes, so this is what Zambia has. US and China, they may have their own conflict. They may have some disagreements, but Zambia is in good terms with the US. Zambia has also had, of course, there will be differences where, for example, because of cultural beliefs, some Chinese would come in Zambia, misbehave, you know, but they are put in the right way. Some of them were even deported back to their country because they felt, I've employed you, I've got the right to, you know, to hit you if I want because I'm the investor, I'm the boss. I remember such people were even deported back to their countries. You know, there were a lot of mistreatment. But Zambia and China shares their own relationship, and it is unique in their own way, and we respect that. US, same thing. As a matter of fact, including what I may not like to say, including Russia, Zambia has got a particular relationship with them, which our forefathers left, and the relationship still continues up to today. And that can never be taken away. When the Chinese come in Zambia, they are investors, they'll be there. There is a kind of mutual respect which is there. Same thing happens to the Chinese, the same thing happens to the Americans. So we are hoping, really, that is the term I can use. We are really hoping that this agreement, I mean, this partnership will really work out. But like I said, it is maybe, I don't know whether I should call it a two-edged sword. Two-edged sword because two-edged sword because we don't know. there are two groups of people. There are people who are hating or doubting that the partnership will work. Then there are others who are very optimistic to say, you guys, these minerals, they will continue remain being buried, but we have negotiated, why don't we have use for them? And then Zambia has plenty of these minerals. Why should we just dig them on the ground and then export them maybe to the US, you know? This is what Zambians are excited about. This is what Zambians are also worried about. So it is a twofold situation.
Ah,
Okay.
Gotcha.
So, okay. So you're saying most Zambians feel that way?
Yes, correct.
You would say they most feel that way. They're kind of on both sides of it.
Nice. They are in two camps. Yes. So it's two camps.
Yeah, man. Somebody said your guest is a politician. Are you gonna run for president one day?
Well, not really a politician. In fact, I'm not, but I have friends who are politicians. Oh my God. I think, anyway, it's not. There is a friend of mine, for example, my best friend. I have my best friend who've been friends for more than 25 years. We are together in school. He is aspiring to compete with the president in 2026. He is standing for president. He is going to challenge President HH. So I have a best friend, but not that. Although I was very close, even to the previous government, I had ministers, cabinet ministers who were my personal friends, including that friend of mine. He was a cabinet minister, but this time around, he has announced his intentions to stand for presidency and challenge our current president in the year 2026. I'm not talking of a stranger, my best friend who is a politician. Sometimes I even use his car.
Nice. Yeah, man. Well, we thank you for giving us like more clarification on what's going on. Because we know you on the ground out there in Zambia, which is a beautiful country. Like when people ask us what countries we should visit first, we usually in Africa that never been there before, we usually say like South Africa and Zambia, because Zambia, you know, y'all, you speak English, because a lot of our people, that's the only language they speak, and also it's a lot of opportunities out there. You know, now it looks like it's going to even be more, you know, ways to invest and things like that. Do you know any like companies over there that do electric vehicles or anything like that?
At the moment, there is no company that is doing my ears are on the ground, because I would be the first one to run there to film that happening. If that ever happened, I'll be the first one to carry my camera to go and interview them, or to show that this is the place and it has happened. Anyway, because all of us have been worried, say, okay, well, although there is people are saying Zambia should not think these minerals or making electric cars is a big thing, because the fossil fuels on cars will still the main thing. But we can't deny the fact that electric vehicles are also increasing in number, whether it will take over, but we can't deny that electric vehicles are also increasing in numbers worldwide. Yeah, so that's why.
So I have a question. So I know since we visited one of the big universities there, and there is a department where you can actually get a degree in mining, and that's the first I've ever seen. I know there might be other countries that do that, but the first I've seen with my own eyes. So pretty interesting. And I want to know from you about what percentage of students, locals there in Zambia, are going into mining. And would you think that would be a good thing to kind of push them towards mining? Because I know a lot of your students there are going into medicine. You have a lot of medical schools too, medicine and engineering. So you have quite a few students doing that. So what do you think about maybe the youth being, you know, encouraged to go into mining? What are your thoughts? And then what is the percentage right now, do you think, that are going to mining? Okay.
For example, there are a few, I will not say a lot, because the world is, we can say it's diversity. Of course, like you have correctly said, A lot of Zambians are going to medical field, but I was happy there was one guy who had taken you to University of Zambia. When he did that video, there is even a school of mines. So at the University of Zambia, we even have a school of mines. I have my elder brother. He is a mining engineer. So my elder brother is actually a mining engineer. So what happens is that's why I mentioned one thing to say, do you know when it comes to copper mining, Zambia has a lot of students, except we had a problem in the past, self-belief. Self-belief that Zambians can also do it. We have a lot of capable Zambians who can do proper, they know the job. They have brought some people, sometimes these investors, you find that, but it is taking a Zambian to help them or to control how it is supposed to be done. That industry, I'll tell you the truth, has not been neglected. We still have quite good number of young Zambian, youthful, who are into the mining, whatever. We also have the Copper Belt University and University of Zambia. These two universities are the major universities which are training up to now. Every year we have intakes. Sometimes some people are not even admitted in that university. Why? Because it is really flooded. There are a lot of people who are entering into the mining profession. So that field, Zambians, yes, we have quite a lot. Although my worry with the education system is, my only worry with the education system is that the evolution of education in Zambia, maybe Africa, I don't know about the US, I don't know a lot, is that we tend to lag behind. For example, I don't know whether you guys did this in school. You find that instead, for example, you are training a child to become an engineer, a mining engineer, and you are busy telling people they are going to school, they are learning about simultaneous equation. They are learning about indices. They are learning about Shaka Zulu, or we are learning about the Canadian Shield. It has nothing to do with the profession, the child. We are being judged, your exams are being judged based on a particular intelligence which has nothing to do with the career which they are going to do. One of the favorite country, my favorite country in the world, in terms of whatever the mindset, the culture, I love the Japanese people. The Japanese people, you find that a child will start, they want this one to be a motor vehicle engineer. They'll start training them while they are still young. They are getting to know. Here in Zambia, for example, you find that we stick to syllabus which are 50 years old. Certain things which I was learning 50 years old, you go to a mechanic school to learn about vehicles. Now we are talking about electric vehicles. In their syllabus, they are still learning carbureted engines with carburetors. That is what is in their syllabus. You see, very wrong. Even if this person finishes school, they'll go in the field. There is not one vehicle remaining which uses carburetor. It is really outdated. I'm a farmer. For example, my interest.
Okay.
So, Oh, please continue. Yes.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I was saying I'm a farmer, for example. I'm a successful, for example, when I started my farming, I love pigs. What do you call pigs? Hog, or what do you call it? I don't know how you call it. Pig. So I do pig production. It happens to be my passion for animal farming. I love it. I understand it. I have really, when I started pig production, I started with one pig. In 1 year, I moved from 1 pig to 100 pigs in 365 days. That is how much I understand it. Then I got to know I got to know about artificial insemination. You know, people know artificial insemination in cows, in cattle. I was shocked. People who are going to university and colleges, they were coming to me for consultation. They would visit me, and they were shocked when I told them there is artificial insemination. For example, there would be big farmers who keep pigs. I would go and get the best breed. I buy semen from there, and then I come and do artificial insemination on my animals and improve the breed, you know, or to avoid inbreeding. So to come and improve. And I was shocked that those students, I had students from 3 different colleges and universities. None of them had ever heard of artificial insemination for pigs. And so this is the challenge where the education system takes long to evolve. That is the major problem we have in Africa or in my country, Zambia. But, you know, yeah, thank you so much for now.
A lot of Zambians, like in the diaspora in different countries, that come back and bring like knowledge or invest in the country.
Yeah, we have, if I heard your question correctly, yes, we have a few people who have gone in the diaspora. For example, the past like 1 month, I've had like non-stop calls, but I told them, you are better off when you are contacting me, send a WhatsApp, send me a message. Don't call because I may just miss your call, but your message, I'll definitely see it. There are a lot of people who left like many years ago who are coming back to invest in various sectors, and that is really, really impressive. But most of them are coming to invest in agriculture and real estate. These are the major things. Maybe it's because I talk so much about housing or real estate. That's why they are all coming back. They are only interested, for example, either agriculture. They are looking for agricultural land. Which part of Zambia would be good for agriculture, or which part of Zambia can they build houses which can fetch them money as real estate. So we have people who are coming back. Yes, some are calling and so forth. Some have just put up dates. Oh, by the way, before I forget this one, I know maybe it's not part of the question. You know, there are a few countries right now as we are talking, the new government, our new president has brought, for example, the US, Canada, I don't know, a lot of countries visa free. You are coming visa on arrival right now. Why? The president has a deliberate policy, although people blamed him. No, this is how you are going to bring illegal immigrants. Whatever, he said, that is another issue. His business is to have as many investors as possible to come to Zambia. He has waived a lot of visas for many countries, especially people who come from the US who wants to come and invest in Zambia. A lot of things have been eased. No much restrictions for coming in Zambia to come and become to come and bring investment in Zambia.
Nice. Yeah. Wow. So, Bube, we thank you so much for all your knowledge and for just bringing us insight on what's going on. I know a lot of people been hitting us up about investing in things in Zambia. We know a lot of people who do the electric vehicles and stuff like that. So, you know, hopefully, you know, we can arrange something. But we definitely appreciate you and thank you for coming on to the Unapologetic Nomad Show. And continue to hit us up, man. Stay in touch. Let us know how everything is going on out there. And and make sure y'all check out Traveltainment. You got the link?
Okay.
Yeah, Traveltainment on YouTube. He's the hardest.
Thank you. Yes, simple. Traveltainment. Just the word Traveltainment. Yes, I would really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Unapologetic Nomads. Thank you, Ella. Ella, how you doing, man? I wanted to hear your voice in one sentence. Good. I know you are so smart. That is what I love about you. Oh yeah, YouTube Traveltainment. Thank you so much, family. I so much appreciate you for inviting me. Yeah, I can't wait for next year. Make sure you come and you should invite me again.
Yeah, we definitely gonna keep in touch with you, family, because you know you are a very big part of what we did in Zambia. We had a great time, and we definitely appreciate you, and you will always be family to us, family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell the family hello, and it was a pleasure always. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, family. So that's Boobay Traveltainment on YouTube. Make sure you check him out. He works hard. He be riding his bike from different provinces to different provinces.
Yes.
He be doing his thing. He goes like in depth with political issues going on out there, business opportunities, houses, apartments for rent, flats, animals. He be cooking on there. Everything you need to know about Zambia, that brother does it all right there, family. Yeah.
Much respect.
That's right. Yeah. But we thank you all for tuning in. Definitely check me out at King Nomad _44 on Instagram, which we're gonna have Ayla put in the chat right now.
And Jay, so thank you for the super sticker. We're gonna go back and make sure we say thank you for that. We really appreciate that. That's for Jay. I hope I'm saying your name correct, brother. Jai Sabusu. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And Ayla, you can check out.
You can check me out on Instagram at ALA_THE_artist.
That's right. Yeah. So we'll probably be about to go out now and have a fun time somewhere. It's the holiday. We got the holiday Areta Sese, which is coming up tomorrow. So make sure you send your family some positive, inspiring books. That's what that holiday is all about. Yes. Is Arise in our native Tut language in the US. That's right, family. Let me get some music back on. I don't know why that cut off, but here we go, family. We're gonna get something going on again. Here we go. Yeah. But that's what it is, family. We appreciate you all for tuning in to the Unapologetic Nomads, family. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram. Make sure you tune in when we on. We be going live anytime, family. You never know when we gonna go on. We gonna always go on, family. But y'all know who it is. You know who the face is. It's the Unapologetic Nomads, and we are unapologetically
nomadic.
That's right, family. Peace.